You think you bought that because you actually wanted it. You are completely wrong. Look around your room right now. Look at the objects sitting quietly on your desk. Think about the very last time you bought something online late at night. You felt a massive rush of pure excitement when your finger clicked the purchase button. Your heart raced in your chest. You tracked the package obsessively for 3 whole days. You refreshed the shipping page every single hour. But the exact second you opened that cardboard box, the feeling vanished into thin air. The magic evaporated. You felt entirely empty. So what did you do next? You immediately opened another tab and went looking for something else to buy. You whisper to yourself that it is just a small daily treat, a tiny reward for surviving a highly difficult work week. You swear to yourself it is the very last time. But it never stops at just one thing, does it? You are trapped in a loop you do not even see. Society loves to tell you this is just a symptom of modern consumerism. They proudly say you simply lack basic discipline. Financial gurus shout at you through bright screens. They demand you stop buying expensive morning coffee. They aggressively claim you are just inherently bad with your money. They manufacture deep guilt for every single dollar you decide to spend. They sell you budgeting applications that do absolutely nothing. Your bank account is draining right now because of a completely invisible mechanism hidden deep inside your brain. Your bank account is draining right now because of a completely invisible mechanism hidden deep inside your brain. A brilliant biological system designed millions of years ago, specifically to keep your ancient ancestors alive. It is a system that has been entirely hijacked. Stay with this video, because what you are about to uncover will permanently alter how you look at every single purchase you make for the rest of your natural life. Let us go back to the very beginning of the trap. Imagine you buy a brand new white shirt. It looks absolutely perfect on you. But the moment you put it on, your old shoes suddenly look horribly wrong. They look damaged. They look entirely unacceptable. So you run out and buy new shoes. But now your jacket does not match the clean aesthetic of the new shoes. So you buy a new jacket. You buy a new watch to match the jacket. This endless chain reaction is not a lack of willpower. This is a recognized psychological phenomenon called the Diderot Effect. Your brain intensely craves complete cohesion. It constantly demands a perfectly matching physical identity. When you introduce just one highly upgraded item into your comfortable environment, your brain immediately flags absolutely everything else as defective. It creates a massive psychological itch that you can only scratch by spending more cash. Let us look at your digital life. You buy a brand new smartphone. It is a beautiful device, but your brain cannot stop there. You suddenly need the bright orange protective case. You need the expensive wireless headphones to match the brand. You need the upgraded cloud storage to hold the new photos. Major marketers understand this invisible system infinitely better than you do. They never actually sell you a standalone product. They sell you the very first puzzle piece of a brand new identity. Once you accept that very first piece, your own brain will do all the heavy lifting for them. You start desperately justifying purchases you never planned to make when you woke up this morning. You quickly convince yourself it is a wise investment, a necessary professional upgrade for your future career. Notice how your internal logic constantly shifts rapidly to protect your burning urge to spend. You are aggressively defending the exact same system that is currently making you poor. Think closely about your standard daily routine. You are completely exhausted after a long day of stressful work. Your cognitive energy is entirely depleted. You sink heavily into your couch. You open a social media app. You scroll endlessly into the void. Suddenly, you see a bright yellow and orange notification flashing on your screen. A massive flash sale. Only 2 items left in stock. The timer is ticking down from 60 minutes. Your heart beats slightly faster. Your breathing becomes shallow. You do not even need the item. You did not even know this specific object existed exactly 5 minutes ago. But the intense evolutionary fear of missing out triggers a severe physical stress response in your body. Cortisol instantly floods your bloodstream. Your brain registers a state of pure survival panic. The only possible way to relieve that rising physical stress is to hit the bright buy button. You are literally medicating your daily emotional exhaustion with digital transactions. You are buying instant psychological relief. You are not buying physical objects. If you are beginning to recognize these dark psychological patterns in your own daily life, subscribe to the channel right now. We explore the hidden architecture of your mind every single week to give you back your ultimate control. Here is the absolutely most terrifying part of this entire invisible system. The more money you make, the poorer you actually feel inside. You work incredibly hard for years. You finally get a massive promotion. You earn 20% more wealth than you did last year. You think you are finally safe, but your daily expenses instantly rise to perfectly match your brand new income. Psychologists call this lifestyle creep. You upgrade your small apartment to a bigger one. You upgrade your standard food to premium brands. You buy a slightly better car. You stop looking at the prices on restaurant menus. You are running blindly on an invisible treadmill that speeds up every single time you take a step forward. You genuinely believe you are moving ahead of the pack. You are competing silently with people you do not even like, but you are just burning significantly more energy to stay in the exact same place. You feel completely trapped by your own financial success. The cage just gets slightly larger. The bars just become painted gold. Let us look much deeper into the biological machinery of your mind. Deep inside your brain lies a region called the ventral tegmental area. This is the exact biological factory where dopamine is continuously produced. But here's the massive scientific secret almost everyone gets completely wrong about human biology. Dopamine is not the chemical of pleasure. It is the chemical of pure, intense anticipation. The massive chemical spike happens while you are hunting for the product online. The peak happens while you're looking at the brightly colored images. The absolute highest level of dopamine occurs while you're waiting anxiously for the delivery truck. The exact second you finally acquire the physical object, your dopamine levels crash entirely. The hunt is officially over, but the crash is worse than you think. You do not just return to your normal baseline. Your baseline actually drops lower than before, so your brain immediately abandons the new object and frantically looks for the next hit. You need to buy something slightly more expensive next time, just to feel the exact same level of excitement. You are biologically hardwired by evolution to eternally chase the glowing future and completely ignore the physical present. Your brain keeps you permanently hungry, so you never stop hunting. This relentless biological cycle slowly and violently erodes who you actually are. You eventually stop owning your expensive possessions. Your possessions start owning you entirely. Look at your monthly bank statement, every single monthly subscription, every digital payment plan, every upgraded smart device glowing in the dark. They slowly become heavy iron anchors, tying you to a fake financial identity you simply cannot afford to maintain. You force yourself to work much longer hours at a job you deeply dislike just to pay for things that were specifically supposed to give you more freedom in the first place. You become a silent hostage to your own curated aesthetic. The minimalist stick figure trying to carry a mountain of heavy orange boxes. You wake up one day and realize you are an employee working to maintain the lifestyle of your own furniture. You lose your true self in a massive sea of things you never really wanted. You mistake the accumulation of objects for the accumulation of actual happiness. But your brain is highly neuroplastic. It is not permanently broken. It is not a rigid machine. It can be completely rewired starting today. You can actively hijack this exact same dopamine system to aggressively build wealth instead of silently destroying your life. The very first crucial step is inserting a deliberate pause. Between the sudden emotional impulse and the final digital purchase, you must introduce intense friction. Force your brain to wait exactly 48 hours before buying absolutely anything. Put the item in the cart and close the window. During this mandated time delay, your primitive emotional brain slowly cools down. The cortisol leaves your blood. The highly logical prefrontal cortex comes back online to take full control of your hands. You begin to mentally separate the physical item from the false emotion it promised to deliver. Ask yourself what exact feeling you are trying to purchase. You realize you do not actually want the brand new luxury car. You just passionately want the feeling of absolute success. You realize you do not want the expensive designer clothes. You simply want to feel deeply respected by strangers. You realize you do not need the new glowing gadget. You just want to escape your current boredom. True wealth is not about having the infinite financial ability to buy absolutely anything you want in this world. That is a lie manufactured to keep you working forever. True wealth is about having the ultimate psychological freedom to want absolutely nothing. When you finally stop feeding the endless consumer machine, the machine loses all its dark power over you. The bright neon advertisements become entirely invisible. You step off the exhausting treadmill. You take a very deep breath. You look around your quiet sepia room. You realize that absolutely everything you actually need to be whole has been sitting right here the entire time. You already have enough. You already are enough. What is the specific thing you bought recently that falsely promised to make you happy but left you feeling completely empty inside? Tell me the exact item in the comments below. Let us figure out your hidden psychological trigger together.